Hello Libra. So this is Rebecca, Empathic Crow. If you're new to the channel, watching me for the first time, hello, welcome, thank you for being here. I'm smiling because when I tapped in to see what the energy for your May 2026 zodiac reading, which it's a timeless message, so anytime that you see it, it may bring something to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as we always say. Use your intuition, or trust your intuition, use your discernment. I keep wanting to say use this round of zodiac reads. Maybe I say that often, I don't know, but I'm more aware of it right now. So maybe making sure that your intuition is in the forefront. But I'm smiling, Libra, because when I tapped in, the first thing I heard was over it. And I'm seeing right now, as I say that, the Four of Cups card from this Modern Witch Tarot, where the lady has over it on her shirt and she's sitting up against the brick wall as there's an option coming in, but all these options didn't work out. Maybe that's important, I don't know. And then the other thing was I heard a song, I want to say that 111 on the clock, this is an independent music person, so it's Minnie the Monk, and the song is called Unbothered Bliss. So I'm going to sing to you. Yes, I'm going to sing. If you haven't watched my videos, sometimes that happens. Messages come in all forms, including song. Part of Unbothered Bliss, which is the song that was coming into my head. And I wrote it really small, so we'll see if I can remember and do the lyrics. So basically, the song goes, not today, not tomorrow. I got no room for borrowed sorrow. Keep your drama, keep your mess. I'm living life in unbothered bliss. And I'm not saying I'm a singer, but that's the energy, Libra, that's coming in. Is not today, not tomorrow. I got no room for borrowed sorrow. Keep your drama, keep your mess. I'm living life in unbothered bliss. And I feel like that's where you're at. It's like, I am over all the things. I am over trying to keep everybody balanced, keep everybody happy. I know I can't keep anybody happy. So maybe you haven't even been trying to keep people happy, but it's like, just don't bring it to me. I don't want it. So if that is not the energy that you're in, regardless of your Libra placements, this reading may not be for you. But if that is the energy that you are in, that is the energy that I am picking up on for the specific reading, this collective reading for May 2026 for Libra. So Libra, where are we starting? Since I mentioned the Modern Witch Tarot, we will go ahead and start with that. And all the cards are pre-shuffled. I shuffled them before I reset them the other night, finishing up some of the reads for this month. Anyway, that's more than you need to know. So let's see what's going on. Not sure why I'm starting to lose my voice. That's okay. That's why I keep the water near me. All right. I feel like I need to ground because I'm still cracking up about how that came through over it and then that song. So let's take a breath. If you want to, you can with me. If not, that's okay. I tell you, the energy from the full moon in Scorpio that we have, it starts energy a few days before and lasts a few days after, but the peak of it is tomorrow. Today, when I'm recording this, is, wait, no, today is the 29th. So, yes, today is the 29th. Goodness gracious. Is it? Oh, I honestly don't remember now. Today's 30th. Yeah, so tomorrow is the full moon. Good Lord. And that's kind of how it is. It's like there's so much going on, Libra, and it's like, just over it. That's the way it feels. All right, so Spirit, what is coming out the gate for Libra? Where are we starting? Two of Cups. Now, the thing about this card and this particular deck that I've noticed multiple times and feels important as soon as I saw this card flip over is with these two individuals, you've got one who is, the cup's not bigger, but it almost looks like it at points, kind of like an optical illusion that this person has. They are a bit taller, or they're standing, nope, they're taller. And it's not that this person is necessarily dominating, but it feels like this person is more reluctant to share their cup, whereas this person is actually looking at the other cup like, ooh, I'm definitely ready to trade my cup with you. And so this person standing in the water, I feel like, is more in their emotions, and the person over here is on the ground and kind of a bit more grounded or not as in tune with their emotions. We've got the line at the top with the angel wings, and I'm hearing confidence is a big key. What's going on here? What's going on here for you, Leo, Libra? I was looking at the line. But there's something here where, notice that the person who looks like they're more comfortable with trading, they're just dressed casual. Whereas the person who looks more uncomfortable, they've got on their dress and everything, their hair is really nice, and that's not a bad thing. But I feel like this is kind of part of that over it, like the perceptions. Dressing to impress is what I'm hearing. Dressing to impress, doing things. I'm hearing judgment, to avoid judgment. Doing things to avoid judgment. And you're like, I don't want to do things to avoid judgment. It should just be balanced and fair is what I'm hearing. And so with this line, when I saw the angel wings, I started thinking of the judgment card. I should have said it, but I didn't. Because with this Two of Cups, it feels like the weight of judgments in relationships, or even your relationship to the world outside. Like I'm seeing this lighthouse back here. And with a lighthouse, we may see it as something that provides like a beacon of light or even hope. It's the light in the dark. You know, it lets you know that there's land ahead, that there's a place to land, there's a grounding place. And so what I've been trying to decide is, does one of these people represent you? I feel like they both do. This represents the you that tries to focus on how to fix things, how to, you know, oh, this is going on. Well, let's just do this. Let's manage this. What's the thing that we could do the most? And trying to really focus outside of you. And then I feel like this represents you focusing on yourself and being like, you know what, it just is what it is. And this is where I'm at. And I'm not getting fancy for anybody. I'm going to just do what I feel like I need to do. I'm still going to be caring and whatnot, but I'm going to be discerning with where my care, energy, and things go. So I feel like this is kind of a representation of you. With this Two of Cups, it's more the relationship with yourself. You being able to feel grounded while also managing is the word coming to mind, but balancing is more at balancing the emotions. That you can still have the emotions and have the grounded aspect. But it's just, I'm still hearing managing. But Libra, it's managing those emotions, the time, the energy, the focus, whatever attention that you're giving to the things that these cups are representing, like that energetic exchange, that emotional exchange. Like I'm seeing even with the news and stuff like that. If you're somebody who watches the news, that is an energetic emotional exchange. The visuals, the information, all of the things that are presented to you, especially if you're paying attention, can create many different emotions. And so before you even get out of the house into the actual world, you may have already exchanged or given or lost or maybe even gained if it was a positive thing or something that you were like, yes, that's really good. It resonated with you. You have already had that energy. I'm seeing like a battery going up and down. Some things give us energy, some things take away. And I know that's a lot for one card, but that's what I'm getting here. So the Two of Cups, it's like you're understanding your awareness and your relationship with yourself and how your time, energy, focus, attention is being given, shared, or drained. And that's part of what's creating that over it. And so it makes sense with the song as I'm thinking about it, you know, not today, not tomorrow. I got no time for borrowed sorrow. I feel like Libra, that if there's somebody who really needs the help and you're able to, you got the resources, you're there to help. But you're also in this energy of where it's like, but if you got yourself in this mess, or you're going into these situations that it seems to me pretty obvious that something is going to happen or it's not going to be a good thing, I don't have time for that. And that's where it's coming into keep your drama, keep your mess. I'm living life in unbothered bliss. And so that's the balance, is you weighing it out, but not using too much energy to do that. And saying, okay, so what actually deserves my emotions and attention? What doesn't? There's a lot of pink and even this green I noticed right here. So your heart's still there, but I feel like part of it is finding the balance between you don't have to block your heart, but you don't have to fully put it into things either. So again, that balance, you being able to determine what it is for you that is going to be most supportive to your needs. And knowing that it's okay to focus on your needs, even if other people are trying to, I'm seeing like a pie with the pieces, are trying to like pull the different pieces. And you're like, but I only have one piece left, 11:11 on the clock. And I'm not giving that piece away. And that's okay, because that piece needs to go to you. All right, we got a lot of cards that we're trying to come out. So we're going to keep shuffling and keep those in. I'm going to take this ring off, because I feel like it's kind of getting stuck, or the cards are getting stuck on it. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles. I feel like that's the beginning of trying to come into, I mentioned this, I don't remember who's reading, but kind of that more Taurus energy, 11:44 on the clock of, I'm hearing comfort, creature of habit, comforts. Focusing on your comforts, creature of habit. So it's not that you have to develop all these routines and habits and things, but allowing yourself to sit in that energy of feeling comfortable, feeling like with the Pentacle, it's like, yes, I can give my time, my money, my emotions, because all of that energetic exchange is part of our wealth, part of our abundance. It's not just money. I can give these things, 12:22 on the clock, where I'm able, but I'm also going to allow myself to pull back and take the time for me. Notice how in this card especially, the Page of Pentacles, is this the Page? This is the King. Why am I saying the Page? Maybe because I feel like you're in the Page energy of you haven't fully embraced. I feel like sometimes you might, but there's still this pull. So if that doesn't resonate with you, then that's not part of your message. But yes, so this is the King of Pentacles. He is in this state where he's already built his abundance. He's comfortable where he is. He can be generous and giving, but he also knows to keep some for himself. And so with that Page, it may be that you feel like you're struggling to create that balance, to have this type of a situation where you're able to be more, I guess, boundaried with some people. I feel like in some instances you can, and it's like, yeah, no, that's fine. But there are people pulling on your heartstrings, and that's okay. And it's okay to be helpful, charitable, helping. I've already said helping. It's okay to be those things, but notice this wall right here. Like the city's behind him. There's this wall, and he's sitting in this grass and just out in nature. And I'm noticing all the yellow, like even the yellow flowers. It's being comfortable and confident in your decision to engage in that self-care and focus on yourself, knowing that it's okay. Sometimes we are going to have those thoughts come in saying, well, but what if? And it feels like this is saying no. It's knowing that you, like I'm seeing the snakes now with that medical looking symbol. It's you being able to put yourself, your health, your wealth, your care. I'm seeing like a stove on the front burner. On the front burner. Knowing that I heard their urgency is not your emergency. And right now, you are what's emergent. So take that however it feels for you. 14:44 on the clock. And we will continue. Let's move on from the Modern Witch Tarot. I'm feeling called in a different direction, which is the Light Seers. So for Libra Spirit, we've already got the message that Libra would benefit from focusing on themselves and some nurturing. So how do they do this? What do they need to do? Goodness gracious, to get into this. So Libra, we will see how easy it is for me to get this card. I'm hypermobile, but I don't give myself a lot of space right here. There's the card. All right. I may cut this out. I may not. Sometimes when I'm editing, to have to look for things in the video just takes more time than I have. So I have to be discerning as well. And just sometimes, not even discerning, but not as rigid in what I decide to do. All right, so how are we doing these? So we'll go ahead and flip them over, and then I'll figure out how they came in or what would be the best way for us to look at them. So I asked what would help you to be able to get into that energy. First is the Five of Cups. So if there are things, situations, people, things that you have held on to, could even be routines, work task, whatever it is, that you've just continued doing and held on to, and maybe you're really attached to it because it felt like it was something that you should do, or it felt like something that helped you. Maybe it even felt efficient, but it wasn't. And so instead of having it like, look, I don't know if you can see, because I know I don't have a ring light anymore. Well, I do, but I don't use it. It hurts my ears. But if you can see right here, this is her energy, and it's going down into that hole. And so her energy is being drained, and she's just, it's like she's stuck. She can't move. She doesn't know how to move. She's just stuck. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, the cups have fallen over. There's a hole in the ground. Her energy is being sucked into it, and she's not even aware of this cup back here behind her. Or maybe she's so focused on these that she's like, well, that one's fine. I'm not going to pay attention to it right now. But if she would turn around and focus on this cup, it has so many things in it, whereas these cups are all empty. So if you're pouring from an empty cup, Libra, it's time to focus on the things that are building your energy back up, not the things that are draining it. We'll just go in this order because that seems to be where we're at. So in order to be able to figure out what are these cups that are draining you, you have to go into that Ace of Swords, cutting through the crap, figuring things out. And you don't have to be as methodical as when I see this shell, I think of like the Fibonacci sequence, or even just these stair steps. Like you don't necessarily have to sit down and do like I'm seeing like a 5-piece plan or something like that. I don't even know if that's how you would say it, but 5-step plan or 10-step plan. It doesn't matter. It's just you being able to untangle those thoughts and actually focus on the things that are draining you, so that it's not just this thing in the background that keeps pulling your attention and draining your energy. And it's hard sometimes if we feel like we have a lot of things to do, to allow ourselves to take the time to sit down, and maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes, but figure out a different way to do things. So sometimes we stay stuck in these situations because we're just doing the same thing over and over because it feels like it's second nature. I feel like I alluded to that earlier. And it's actually taking us more time. So it's you being able to clear those thoughts in your head and create a direct pathway that instead of your energy coming down and going into this hole, you're building it up. And you're elevating your emotional energy, and even your ability to help yourself and others more with your discernment of how that help for others is. With the Two of Pentacles, I feel like this is, you are juggling too much. And even I'm seeing, of course, with Libra, the scales, and it's like you're being called to be a bit more playful. Staying grounded, she's got on the black shirt, but with that orange sacral chakra, getting into a more creative mode. What are your passions? What are things that make you feel joy? What are things that make you feel like you are just in your element, that you are just being yourself? Things that can even be intimacy in relationships with others and with yourself, like really I'm hearing getting down to the nitty gritty. So again, not having to go necessarily into the full declutter mode, or I'm seeing like a robot machine just writing down all the things, right? But being able to allow yourself to have some fluidity. I'm seeing her skirt floating in the wind. Have some fluidness. Word is not wanting to come. And understand that you don't have to juggle everything. And this right here, I often see it as looking very similar to the full moon, which hopefully, that was weird. Hopefully I get these posted tonight so that they will be out before the Scorpio full moon that we have. Its peak is May 1st. There's an intense energy with this, and there's been an intense energy for a while. We're also in the year of the fire horse. There's a lot of change going on, and change is not necessarily a bad thing. You're being called to make some changes here, but not in a way where you feel overwhelmed. This is calling you to pull back. I'm seeing like a stream, 2111 when I said that. Pull back and allow yourself like a calm, fluid, softer movement, that it doesn't have to be, because I'm seeing like a button that says yes and a button that says no. And what Spirit is saying is they're Xing out both of them and saying it doesn't have to be a hardcore yes or no. It can be a, well, let's see what feels right for me. What feels right for me? That feels very important. I'm going to write that down for when I watch these back. What feels right for me? Maybe that becomes a question that you ask yourself when you're thinking things through and making these decisions. And then the next card is the Three of Wands. So this is kind of recognizing that you do have options in front of you. You have multiple options. And with the wands and that fiery energy, it's again calling you to get into the sacral chakra I was talking about and focusing 2222 on your passions. What lights your soul up? What are things that you want to do? And notice the softer colors, even from this, the softer colors of this card. We've got the violet, so that connection with higher self, divine, whatever it is for you. We've got the pink with that heart chakra, and there's still some orange coming in here with that sacral chakra, with that play, creativity, intimacy. And she's just kind of doing something like surfing usually is something people do if it's a passion or something they really enjoy. So I feel like Libra, you are being called, like even this lady, she's out in the desert, but look at her doing something that feels joyful. You're being called to get in this joyful energy and let the overthinking or overgiving, draining energy of the past go to the side. Again, like I said, this is kind of balancing things for you and allowing yourself to nurture yourself and focus on you. So where do we want to go from here? Let's go to the Cosmic Record, because as I have mentioned in other readings or before, this deck I like because it is very clear and definitive, the guidance that it's giving. So for Libra, Spirit, what do they need right now? Step boldly. Staying in your comfort zone limits your options. Take the leap, and the world's complexity and diversity will bring you more unexpected rewards and surprises. So with this, because I realize it does go against some of my language where I was like, get in your comfort, but it's not, because what I'm seeing is when I'm thinking of comfort zone, the comfort zone is where you were before, where you were focused on trying to balance things, trying to keep things even, trying to create calm through how you interacted with other people. And this is saying step boldly and you can interact with others, focusing on, if I can get it, yourself and those passions. So not pulling yourself away so much that you're not engaging in anything outside of yourself. Again, as I said before, it's about the balance. But that is definitely stepping boldly and coming back to you. She's got flowers everywhere, and they're yellow. which I had talked about in the King of Pentacles card. I called it the right card this time. Those yellow flowers, that it's you blossoming and blooming and allowing with that solar plexus chakra to release any anxieties, any struggles that you may have with your interactions, your response, your energy within the world, and know that it's okay for you to just do something because you flippin' want to, right? That's what I'm hearing. Just do something because you want to. I don't know what that sound was. Probably one of the dogs. Anything else from the cosmic records? All right, so we're returning to this Leo energy that felt very prominent in the first card, this Two of Cups. Brave heart, you're being called to make choices that resonate with your true desires. It's exactly what I was just talking about. Your passions, your desires, 25:55 on the clock. Though the path ahead may be filled with uncertainty, trust your inner wisdom and step forward bravely. Life will reveal endless possibilities to you. So Libra, sometimes we have to let go of our overthinking minds and trying to make everything even and weigh things out. Both of those cards are leaning into what I said about focusing on you. I feel like that's a pretty full message, but we will pull one card from the Angels and Auras Oracle. This is Radley Valentine and Dougal Fraser. All right, Spirit, what does Libra need to focus on? What's the takeaway from this reading? Law of Attraction, 26, which breaks down to an 8. 8 in the tarot is the Strength card. So again, that Leo energy coming in. So what this card is saying is that the focus, the way to be able to feel balanced within this aspect is to focus on action, your thoughts, feelings, and being diligent in your practice and your focus on things that you desire, so that we're creating more of that. Whether you believe in manifestation or law of attraction, even in psychology, we talk about self-fulfilling prophecy. What you focus on, what you put your attention into, you will create, whether you mean to or not. It can be consciously, subconsciously. So think about, what are you focusing on, Libra, and what are things that it'd be beneficial for you to not focus on so much. So when we're out of balance in this, we may have thoughts about quitting. We may have thoughts that feel like obsessions. It may create some depression. We may feel sloppy. So this is a chance to be able to focus on how to focus on what you want. It may feel in the outside world like things are just draining your energy and chaotic. And it can be really hard when there's so much going on to focus inward and focus on us. But I feel like this is the final exclamation point from Spirit that that's what you're being called to do. All right, Libra, I hope that was helpful. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you would like a private reading to explore a situation that you have on your own, I do offer those, a limited amount of live sessions per week. And then there are also pre-recorded videos where I send, they're personal to you, and I send you an unlisted link that you can watch at any time that you'd like. The website link will be in the description, but thank you so much, no matter what, for being here, for listening, for watching, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I am so tickled and excited whenever I get a comment, especially to see how the messages are hitting or what people think. So thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again, whether that's in another video or if that is in next month's Zodiac readings. Take care, Libra.